Okay, greetings everyone. This is First and 2753 at the next episode of Geopolitical Simulator 4, Power and Revolution, Irish Imperialism game. And in this game, it's a little less frustrating than the Somalian game is going right now. Economy has $270 billion. We've got economic growth at 9%, unemployment is at 4%, inflation is at 5%. Requests in this game have been for public works and road infrastructure. Hugo Batista and Ballin Stalin have requested that. Ballin Stalin, I love that name. That's a great YouTube name. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do some infrastructure improvement. I was asked earlier this week about to produce an infrastructure video. Looking at the manual for this game, it does not give you any specific formula for how infrastructure impacts the economy. So you're really kind of just doing guesswork as far as I know. Unless anyone else knows the formula out there. There was one point where I got an email about Geopolitical Simulator 3, Masters of the World, about the tourism formula. And I have that email somewhere. I haven't found it. I didn't look for it really because it's probably really deep in the inbox there. But I know that infrastructure does do a lot for tourism. So one of the big goals in this game, I think, for Ireland, economically, is to concentrate on tourism. If you look at the service industries here, tourism is probably one of our best. Yeah, it is second as far as services, taking 8% of our total GDP and 17% of our workforce there. And we've exonerated them, so they're not generating taxes. Balance of trade in the billions. 14 billion. Looks like we're making $14 billion a year on our tourism industry when it comes to trade. So since infrastructure is going to help tourism, we're going to go ahead and bump up infrastructure here. What's our economics looking like? And maybe we can see, we can track some things. I don't know. There could be external factors affecting it. Right now, our total income is $88 billion, with a $4.6 billion surplus, paying down debt. So I guess I can do a $1 billion infrastructure deal. We'll go into transportation, and it's going to be construction is what we're going to be working on here. Highways, 632 miles of highways, high-speed trains, subway, and tramway. Medium airport and a port, tanker port, intense airport. Let's take a look at that airport. That airport has not really improved much as far as capacity since I have cut. There it is. Still 18 million. So I haven't really improved much capacity since I cut the airplane tax, which I probably didn't do enough of. Where is that airplane? Airline tax 18%. And I guess it was at 19%. So, yeah. Let's focus on the roads. What is this? The other thing is railroads from one city to the other. 34,000 people versus 1 million people. British. 86,000 people would probably be better for the train. We only have 3 cities. Well, that's a city right next to it. 32,000. And that would be cheap to connect these two. And the thing is, it doesn't tell you whether or not the infrastructure is effective. And that's what the guide says, that infrastructure you'll be informed about infrastructure by your advisor, but it doesn't really tell you until after you've done it whether it's good for the economy. And I don't think this is going to be good because that's just too many people, or too few people in that smaller city. But I'm going to see if I can just see what happens here. So that's going to cost me $730 million. for 23 miles of railway. What happened there? That's the railroad. Overall project is 770 million. Manpower to allocate 223. 770 million. That's about $1 billion. And I'll do this just to see the impact. So this is more for informational purposes than actual strategy. 9. If I up the labor, it would cost me more. So I'm just going to confirm this. And we'll find out how bad of a job we did. Alright, here we go. Construction has begun. We've already drawn some conclusions. First of all, the high-speed infrastructure will be a plus for tourism industry. Oh, wow! Lastly, cities chosen for stations are excellent choices and will contribute to the region development. Alright, maybe I was wrong. But it doesn't tell you that till after you've started it. So, if that is an indicator that that is positive, then I'm assuming the rest of the infrastructure will definitely be positive too. That's got to be really expensive. So we're gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna do that one right away. But this one definitely could be a go, I think. Let's go ahead and add some roads first. And we'll see how that does for the tourism industry, right? We looked at tourism industry, it was about 8 point... See, I never remember numbers from game to game. This is 8 million tourism industry, I think. Where are you, tourism? There you are. Production profits, 109 million in profits, 14 billion in sales. That doesn't seem like a good profit margin. Employment is 17%. Manpower has been reduced in that industry. Sales price index, purchase price index, I don't know what these mean. Supply and embargo shortages. Yeah, I don't know any of that. So, we'll look at totals by year. Up to the top, tourism is about $78 million of our GDP. Is that million? It's gotta be million. So 14 billion makes no sense. Yeah. Sorry, I can't be more help with this. But that's what we got so far. So we got $770 million high-speed rail project right there. And let's go into transportation. What about a subway system? Select a region. It's Ireland. Ireland is Ireland, one region. A lot of popular support different areas. We didn't go up a lot, but a lot of different areas here. Regional is rail transport. Environment, was that environment that we got a bump in? Let's see this. Tourism, region, environment, transport, and rail transport all got some small bump from this high-speed rail project. And let's go into transportation. And what about this subway system here? That's going to cost us $1 billion. Whew. Yeah, I'm not going to spend $1 billion. Not right now. Highways. $1 million annual reimbursement. For $10 million over 5 years. So, what if we doubled it? $5 billion. I don't think so. 10% increase with an annual reimbursement of $128 million. 10% increase in railroads. Approximately 10%. Labor by mile allocates 600 men to labor. Let's begin construction there. Automobile road transport.
Good news. Our financial performance in the last quarter shows a cash surplus. This will help us reduce our debt service.
Okay.
Let's keep it up.
Okay. So that's all going well. Infrastructure improvements and a small high-speed rail line there. What would it cost to send high-speed rail the other way? Industry. No, not industry. Infrastructure, sorry. Transportation. Start here. $2 billion for 70 miles. $2 billion. Alright, we'll wait on that. What? Cancel. Whew. Thank God. No, we're good with that. Alright, back to the Imperialism.
Our infiltrated agent was spotted and...
Our naval base out here somewhere, right? There it is. In the Azore Islands. Military installation. We've got 8,000 soldiers, 5 cruisers, and 10 tanks. That could be enough, maybe, to wipe out Cape Verde. They've only got 1,000 soldiers. But we don't have any dirt on Cape Verde. Armed forces are with me.
Your politics are on the right track.
Okay. Trinidad and Tobago was another option. And Barbados. But we don't have dirt on any of these people. So we can't go to war yet. Secret Service. Terrorists. Let's hit that Irish terrorist group here again. Make sure they don't get too powerful. Funding the Italian Mafia in Italy, in England, huh? I guess that's disrupting things a little bit. The goal of the series is to retake Northern Ireland. A little bit of instability, I guess, in England by supporting the Italian Mafia there. Consult secret files on head of state. President of Venezuela is funding a terrorist group. We have proof. And Cuba is purchasing nuclear powers and financially funding terrorist organizations. But those are two powers that we are nowhere near challenging yet. And the goal was to gain some more power throughout the Atlantic with some maybe colonies here, so that we can challenge England. And really I wanted to get one of these three, or maybe all three of these first, before I took on someone like Cuba or Venezuela. And I wanted that before I could take on England. England is really, we have good relations with England right now. Their economy is so much bigger than ours. It's about 10 times bigger than our economy. Inflation's really good for them. It's not growing as much as ours is growing, and we do have better GDP per capita still. That's one of the biggest strengths of Ireland, is the GDP per capita. So, what should that mean? That should mean we should have a good domestic market, I would assume. I want to calm down inflation, which is at 5.76. Currency rate. Let's get that up to 4% and see if that will slow.
Regulate the agricultural budget with the European.
Sure. We get a lot of agriculture. A lot of our money from agriculture. Unemployment rate remains the same. Public finances was hurt a little bit.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculations that we made last month. This is a very good figure. Our economy is dynamic.
Very good figure. Alright, let's speed this up. And maybe we can find some dirt on some of these other countries. Or possibly assassinate the leaders of Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago, or Cape Verde. Increase that to 40. Almost maxed out our entire agent corps, special agent corps here. And what about congratulations from women?
Undoubtedly, you will remain the face of the combat.
All right, we'll meet with her and get an endorsement. Because we're down to 81. Keep going. Public debt is down to 214. Budget excess is at $5 billion. And here's our meeting. Association for Women's Rights. Champagne for her.
Huh, that's...
She is charming.
Yes, I know. No,
Speak highly of me in public.
okay, if it...
Get that endorsement and get our popularity back up. Elections should be coming around sometime soon. 21. No, we still got 3 years. Plenty of time to wait. Let's take a look at our energy sector. See how we're doing with energy. National consumption is at 60. National production is 21. Wow, that's really low. So, construction here. A nuclear power plant would probably generate the most. But I'm iffy on nuclear power. I don't think we have the ability to do nuclear power here, do we? Solar power, I think, does generate a good amount. 149 million is not much. I don't know if we'll get good solar in Ireland. Average. Average. I doubt we'll get good solar. Too cloudy up there in the British Isles. Weak. Whew. Yeah. We need some, that's why we need some more territory down by the Caribbean. Average is not great. Alright, what about wind farms?
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center.
Good.
Prospective analysis, coupled with the Brown model on group psychotectonics, has allowed us to identify a potential ally.
I guess we'll approach these terrorist groups, continue to approach them, to create instability. But that could cause England to attack us. That's risky. Hydroelectric. 150 plants only generates 3 terawatts. Offshore wind farm generates 0.23 terawatts. Man, I thought that was a lot more. Okay. I think I mentioned in the, yikes. I think I mentioned in the, Somalia series that I thought it was 8.87. Well, it's cheaper to do onshore wind farms. 2 million. Much more expensive than it was in Somalia. But we get good production. Alright, let's build it up here. 2.3 terawatts. That's not going to do anything. I don't think it's worth it. I'm not sure it's worth it for the investment. That's pretty weak. Arlo Bank. I guess we could give it a shot. Onshore versus offshore. Offshore should be producing more, you would think. I don't want to buy England because they could take it out if we go to war with them. Right out there on the peninsula. 180 days. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that energy. Alright, let's get another meeting for an endorsement from this guy. Improve popularity. Okay. I guess the women's endorsement gave us a decent bump up there. Let's see if humanitarian group... There it is. That wasn't too much. Let's see if the humanitarian group can improve it anymore. We're still waiting for weapons to be delivered, too. That is the other thing. Where are those contracts? Economics. Contract, once-off purchase, other server ships from France. I think those have arrived. Fighter planes have yet to arrive. 40 of them should be arriving March 2019. Close that, and they can be put on this aircraft carrier, which will be in June of 2019. Hopefully by then we'll have some sort of dirt on somebody. Glass of champagne.
I'd be happy to. That's what we... It's very...
There you go. Speak highly of me in public.
Okay. If...
And hopefully that will give us closer to the 90s in public support. So this is the extent of the Empire so far. The Azor Mountains, naval base there. Not much else has happened. For the army, career soldiers, we're recruiting more. $3,000 missiles. I'm wondering if we should get some commandos in there. There was talk on the Somalian series of commandos. 100 more commandos here. $42 million for 100 more commandos. That's something we can afford. So let's do it. And we'll increase our military that way. Yeah, we just got, well, that's 500,000 more in our budget. So the budget is doing really well. Should be able to pay off some debt sometime soon. I'm going to try to speed through this quarter. Whoa! Demonstrations? Militarism? Pacifist Union? That's because we hired 100
Demonstrations are taken.
commandos? Wow. Okay. Not too big. We got a little bit of a 3% hit there in our popularity for those commandos. But expanding the military is going to be necessary. 55 commandos. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to check this out. Is this guy moral? No. I'm going to keep him in there. No assassination there.
As I predicted,
Partial
the
dismantlement.
systematic analysis of the habits of
26%.
small groups has allowed us to strike a serious blow at the terrorists.
Nice hit. That worked out well. Popularity is a measure of your actions of government. Okay, back to Secret Service. Back to terrorists. 25% taken out. Let's take out another 25% of that group. Alright, so I guess things are going a lot less action in this series. Militarily wise. There's political action if you guys like the policy discussion and everything. I enjoy that almost more sometimes than the combat. But that's it for this episode. So like the video if you did. Feel free to comment down below, and you can support me on Patreon and follow me on Twitch with the links down below. I'll be looking to get involved in Twitch. I'm looking for some suggestions for series on Twitch. Geopolitical Simulator 4 is not available on Twitch, apparently. So I was thinking maybe some other series like Europa Universalis, Hearts of Iron 4, or maybe Victoria 2 is something I've been starting to play recently, which is a lot of fun. Or if anyone had any ideas for any other games that they'd like to see me start to play on Twitch. If I can get some Patreon funding, I'll start to live stream on YouTube again, if you guys want, because I might be settling in here in the next couple weeks. I might be able to get on a schedule, maybe like a Saturday morning Twitch or YouTube live stream schedule. I think I don't know if I said this before, but I think if I put it out, I'm just gonna put this out there, see what you guys think. If I can get Patreon funding up to $10 a month, I will begin live streaming. Oh, I can't do every Saturday. I'll do every Sunday morning. Alright. Thanks for watching. And I hope you appreciate the episode and you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.